Alright guys, really quickly before this video starts, the gameplay on screen does contain spoilers for the Crimson Fleet / UC questline. So if you don't want the spoilers, then just listen to the video, don't actually watch it. Don't worry, like with all my other Twitter videos, I'll narrate what's on the screen, and if there's any screenshots, I'll tell you what's in them. But yeah, anyway, with that being said, please enjoy the video. Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing great because I finally recovered from my sickness from the other day, and I finally have time to record again. Between having a bunch of homework and clubs starting back up, it's been a busy week. And not to mention, I have been addicted to Starfield. I've actually already beaten the game. The gameplay you're currently watching is from New Game Plus. And little advice, throughout this video, you'll see me doing a melee only run. Do not do this, or at least don't do bare fist only. If you want to have a melee weapon, then do that, but yeah, do not do bare fist only. As you will see in this video, it sucks. Even with a bunch of the perks, it still sucks. So Bethesda, please buff unarmed combat. You guys advertise this during the direct, or at least do like what Elden Ring does with the fist weapons, where maybe you add like brass knuckles or like spikes or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, this stuff is slow and it does not do enough damage. But whatever, you guys aren't here for my Starfield criticisms. You guys are here to see more Twitter salt over Starfield, because good lord, there is so much of it. I am showering in salt right now. And if you thought the PlayStation fanboys were coping hard in the last video, just wait. You haven't seen anything yet, especially with the announcement that the game passed 6 million players already, and there were over 1 million concurrent players on at a time. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the first tweet. And of course, we're starting off with the Red Dragon. Get ready to see a lot of him in this video. Let's put things into perspective. Selling 5.1 million in 1 week versus 6 million players, where you're counted if you hit download on Game Pass, which supposedly has over 30 million subs. Phil says this would be available to more players than ever. Of course, as soon as they come out saying there's already been 6 million players on the game, instantly the downplaying begins. Dude, you do realize that Starfield has only been out for, well, at the time of recording this, 3 days, but 4 days when this is uploaded. And to make it better, this tweet was made only 1 day after the game was fully released. 6 million players in a single day is incredible. Also, didn't Bethesda come out and say this is their best launch of all time? And I mean, going by your logic, let's put it this way. Well, PlayStation has sold over 40 million consoles, right? Over 30 million back when God of War Ragnarok released. And you're telling me it only sold 5 million copies in the first week? Like, you see how dumb that is? The 5 million that God of War Ragnarok sold was incredibly impressive. And so is the 6 million players that Starfield has gathered. Obviously, I can't really say sales because, like he said, a bunch of them are Game Pass subscriptions. But here's something that I genuinely wonder. Why does it matter if it's an actual sale of the game or if somebody's downloading the game through Game Pass? Because even if somebody only downloaded the game through Game Pass and didn't actually buy it, they still had enough interest in the game to download it and try it out. They just have the benefit of, if they don't like it, they don't have to worry about wasting $70. But I just love when these guys use this argument of like, oh, well, it's only doing well because Game Pass is inflating the sales. And it's like, well, yeah, obviously, if you put it on a subscription service, the downloads are going to be higher. What exactly is the problem here? Why do you care about sales numbers so much? Like I said earlier, why does it matter if it was a sale or a download from Game Pass? Either way, the person was interested enough to try the game out. So why does it matter? But whatever, we gotta move on. We are off to a great start, I must say. More honest Starfield reviews, now from Jim Sterling, 4 out of 10. Yes, no more reliable source out there than Jim Sterling, the one who hopped on the "you're transphobic if you buy Hogwarts Legacy" bandwagon. Also, wasn't most of Jim's review them complaining about the way Bethesda treated some of their trans employees or something like that? Either way, Jim is not the most reliable source. But god, I just love how these guys operate. Oh, if a review of an Xbox game is bad, then it's honest. If it's a good review, then it's media bias and Xbox handpicked them. We salt miners say it a lot, but I'll say it again right here. There is no winning with these guys. Xbox could release a great game like Starfield, and then they'll complain about how when you crouch in front of a random NPC and then take a screenshot and zoom in, their face looks really bad and goofy. Anyway, on to the next tweet. Phil says Starfield is the most played next-gen exclusive game on Xbox. What other next-gen exclusive games did it beat? Redfall and Crossfire X? Has there been anything else they released that's next-gen exclusive? Halo Infinite was cross-gen. I'm not even really gonna gonna argue against the tweet or anything. I just thought this one was really funny, and I think this is one of the reasons right here that people like to call Phil a used car salesman, where he's technically telling the truth, he's not lying, but when you take a look at the next-gen competition on Xbox, it's not exactly a whole lot. So yeah, again, not gonna argue against the tweet or anything, just thought it was pretty funny. And you know what? Phil isn't even wrong, and that's what makes these guys the most mad. Alright, next one. And this may surprise you guys, but I'm actually about to give the Red Dragon credit here, because as you can see right here, he says this is cool, and then for some reason the video was blacked out, but basically it's showing like the moon of Saturn rotating, and because it's rotating, like Saturn and its rings move past it, and it looks really cool. And you know what? He gave them credit for that, and honestly, I have to give him credit for giving them credit. He actually said something positive about Starfield. I mean, I love to call these guys out when they say stupid things, but if they say something actually intelligent, I will give them the time of day on that as well. Unfortunately, this is the only intelligent thing the Red Dragon has said recently, and now we're about to look at something else dumb he said. Let's take a look. Starfield is sitting at a 2.8 out of 5 on Xbox reviews. Now, Alex pointed this out in his video, and I'm gonna point it out as well. There's an Xbox app on PC, which is where you access PC Game Pass, and these reviews are separate from the Xbox Store reviews. Now, if you look to the right of the screenshot, you'll see that people were complaining about the PC performance, meaning that this is not the Xbox reviews, this is the PC reviews on the Xbox app. And I love how he'll talk about those reviews, but he won't talk about the mostly positive on Steam, because as these things always go, that didn't fit his narrative. But anyway, now we're finally gonna move away from the Red Dragon and onto some other people. Thrash, my buddy, I hope you're watching this because we're about to talk about you. Let's do this. PlayStation exclusive sold 5 million. Xbox multi-plat players 1 million. Didn't Fallout 4 sell 14 million at launch? How Bethesda lose 13 million buyers? Bro, eliminate Game Pass today. It not only cannibalizes your sales, but it also murders engagement. And then the rest of it that you can't see is just him saying the plan has failed. Thrash, can you stop being an idiot for 3 seconds? Like seriously, how hard is it for you to actually make sense? That is 1 million concurrent players. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. Do you know how good 1 million concurrent players is? Only Steam's top 4 concurrent player records have exceeded 1 million. Not even Elden Ring broke 1 million concurrent players. Or at least Elden Ring on PC. We don't have the numbers for the other platforms. And something that's also hilarious is literally at the time of recording this, 5 minutes ago, Starfield broke its concurrent player record on Steam. It passed over 300,000 concurrent players. And again, that's just Steam. Bethesda did not lose 13 million buyers. And again, like I said earlier, they actually reported this is their most successful launch ever. And while I can't speak for anybody else, I know they gained at least 1 buyer, and that's me. But just wait, guys, because like with all bad King Thrash takes, once somebody roasts him, he has to try and backtrack. Let's take a look at his attempt to do that, shall we? So as you can see, the Ackman roasted him again, and Thrash's response was the following. There's a reason I capitalized sold and highlighted players, because I know what concurrent means. You just have comprehensive issues. 100% of Starfield is impossible in astronomy. How did I fail by asking about flying along the surface of the sun in a sci-fi video game? You do know the phi in sci-fi is short for fiction, right? You wouldn't last 10 seconds with me talking about astronomy. It's funny though. For some reason, the most uneducated people are the ones pretending to be educated. I have an hour of spare time. Let's do a space on the topic. I'm for show down for it. He has got to be gaslighting. Surely. There is no way he isn't gaslighting at this point. You cannot be this unself-aware and have lived to as old as he is. I'm pretty sure natural selection would have killed him at this point. Thrash, don't try to be misleading and say, oh, well, you just interpreted it wrong. You said Bethesda lost 13 million buyers. You had no idea what concurrent meant. You thought concurrent meant the total sales. And the fact that he said the Ackman wouldn't last with him in astronomy. Just, hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna stand up real quick. I genuinely can't anymore, man. I just can't do it. I can't take this no more, man. I know it's a bad Wings of Redemption impression. I don't care. And if you leave a comment telling me my impression was bad,
whatever. I hope your family dies in an automobile wreck.
Mofos want a console war until it's their console that's getting stomped out. Then they go back to playing neutral. Just play your games and stop console warring. Well, I don't know who exactly you're referring to, J-Dub, but I can agree that you should stop console warring. Especially as a grown man with children. Yes, that's right. This guy has children. Also, I'd just like to say, how dare you use Kratos in your profile picture? You are not worthy of him. But J-Dub, there's a fine line between, oh, just quitting because you're losing and knowing when to actually quit. You guys never know when to actually quit. Starfield gets an 88 on Metacritic. You try to fight that and say it's a bad score. Like, yeah, obviously, you know, it's a cowardly move and it's very childish to just quit because you're losing. But you also have to know when to call it a day. You have to know when to take your L. You guys just simply lack that ability. All right, we've only got 4 tweets left. Here we go. Xbox talked all that crap about PS games having an 86, 87, or 88. Now look at them. That 85 is a huge slice of humble pie, and will they learn? Nope, they'll continue to lie, spread misinformation, and hype games that don't deserve it. Hashtag Starfield is a 7 at best. Ah yes, an 85. What a terrible, humbling score. This score is truly earth-shattering and will hold a record as the lowest on Metacritic ever. But genuine question, who are these people that you're referring to who were talking trash about PlayStation games getting 86s and 87s? Those people are idiots and fools. And as for Starfield being a 7 at best, I disagree. I think it's like an 8. The reason I don't say 9 or 10 is because while the game isn't as buggy as other Bethesda games, that's not really saying a whole lot. And I definitely encountered a number myself. And there's a couple other things, but that would be spoilery, so we're just gonna move on. Jim Ryan dodged bullets with Redfall and Starfield. I'm sure he's lucky he didn't invest that money into making them exclusive. Alright, I don't even think I really have to say anything for this one. Just show the screenshot. J-Dub, you can talk all that crap and say, oh, well, we're so lucky that PlayStation didn't make this game exclusive or whatever, but we will always come back to this screenshot. You cannot escape it. Your past will always haunt you. Alright, 2 to go. Here we go. Xbox seeing hashtag Starfield Metacritic score drop like rain. How is going from an 86 to an 85 dropping like rain? I am so unbelievably confused right now. It's funny, ever since Starfield got in the mid to high 80s, now all of a sudden that score is bad. A B or a B plus is now considered bad to these guys. You cannot make this up. Plus, I don't think that's how people are acting about the Starfield Metacritic score going down by 1 point, because most people aren't console warriors who actually care that much about a review score. And honestly, I think you PlayStation guys care more about the review score than anybody else does. Alright, here we go. The final tweet. Once again, it is J-Dub. Here we go. Well, well, well. I remember a certain fan base saying Returnal flopped and was low-rated trash. I wonder if they still feel that way today. Oof. Well, first of all, Starfield is currently being review bombed on Metacritic, or maybe it's not by the time this video goes out. But Starfield was getting review bombed hard by PlayStation fanboys. And on top of that, the game has far from flopped. It already has over 6 million players and over 1 million concurrent players. That is nowhere near a flop. In fact, I'm pretty sure Returnal actually only sold like, what, 1 million copies or something like that? Hell, maybe even less. So that means that Starfield had more concurrent players than Returnal sold copies. So yes, it's still safe to say that Returnal flopped. And contrary to your beliefs, the user score on Metacritic does not automatically affect how much the game has sold. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. Thank God. I have had to take multiple breaks during this, and I have a headache right now. So I'm gonna take an Advil and go get some food. But before I do, I really quickly want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for the insane support on the last video. It did very well. And as always, be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you all next time.